Forgetting about the fact how weird it is that the news is selling you a book about news they should have told you was news a year ago for free. It's just fun.
Wow. Yes, I chose my Republicans. They really are that horrible shirt because you knew it would only take a second for Donald Trump to say something horrible about Joe Biden's cancer, like his horrible son.
Yes.
And the rest of the horrible maggots.
Yes.
That are implying it was part of the cover-up and blah, blah. Oh, by the way, did you know that Biden has stage 9 cancer, according to Trump?
What?
And he's not having any cognitive difficulty. Can I just tell you, that's a Jen Kirkman joke. I don't know if you've heard her routine about what it's like when one of your friends has kids and you can't get their attention anymore on the phone. And she does a bit about, she screams, I have stage 9 cancer.
And there is no such thing, people.
Right. That's why it's... Oh, my God. Right. He's it takes a while to develop. So here we go. Right.
Yep.
Just awfulness on top of awfulness on, conspiracy theory on top of conspiracy theory.
Yep.
And when, by the way, it's always projection, Jody. Don't worry
Always.
about those tweets right now. Pay attention to Mama.
All right.
Jody's... Mommy has a little... I don't know if you've noticed this, Belle. Mama has a little trouble technically. And Jody had to print some stories and my tweets and things because I can't make the thing work from the printer from my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure that out for you.
Okay.
If it's any consolation, I still can't print from this computer, and I've tried to figure that out.
We are giving lie to the whole theme of...
Oh, no, I'll teach her how to do it from that one.
Well, you have to connect, because you have to connect to the Wi-Fi and then disconnect from it's the whole thing.
I hope Crystal Boy isn't listening. He's like, oh, girls, they're so adorable.
But you changed everything over there, so that's different.
All right.
So
Well, don't worry. We don't have to do tech talk on the air. But my point is... This is. Can I just say, I have whole new appreciation for Crystal Boy, Jody Hamilton, Travis Bone, Bella. This is not as easy as it looks. There's a lot of work involved. All right. Anyway, where was I?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. See, who's in charge of where was I? Nobody. I'm all on my own.
We were talking about Ashley Babbitt and our taxes.
No, that was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
You were doing tech things. No, just this Biden.
Yeah.
It's just so awful. And again, like everybody that was a COVID expert is suddenly a prostate cancer expert. And Jody, your family, my family, almost everybody's family has been touched by cancer. And it's like, it is always projection. Clearly, it's Trump's doctors that have never been transparent and or are clearly lying.
Yes.
Biden has disclosed a real medical report from a real doctor every time he had a physical.
Exactly.
So this is just, here we go with more bull about cover-up, right? Like, oh, he hid it from the American. I mean, they have people on TV go, oh, well, he had to have had it years. It's like.
You don't know that?
Right. I mean, how many people have we heard from who have stories about, hang on.
They wake up and have stage 4 cancer.
Wynn says, so the logic is that he, a man who's been acutely affected by cancer and what it can take from you, knew he had the disease and didn't treat it, or that he did treat it and as the most scrutinized man in the world, it didn't leak? What in the actual are you talking
Exactly.
about? Be real. Any media figure who furthers this narrative should be blasted off to Mars on one of Elon's exploding rockets.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. JK said, I've seen at least 2 doctors on TV stating with certainty that Joe Biden has had prostate cancer for a number of years, with the clear implication being that he's been hiding it from the public until just now. This is reckless speculation. It is irresponsible for any news organization to let comments of that nature go unchallenged. And one last one, Katie, for clarification, tumors can be missed during routine checkups, but an ear will not grow back after being shot.
Thank you.
We never saw a medical report.
Nope.
Never heard from a real doctor after that.
Nope.
Eric Trump said his ear was blown off. That's the medical diagnosis we got after,
Yet it looks perfectly fine.
6'3", 220, really? How many side-by-side photographs do we need of, NFL tight ends that are...
Exactly.
I mean, give me a break with medical cover. Dr. Ronnie, who was... giving out pills like a Pez dispenser and is reportedly a drunk, allegedly. But I mean, he was actually they found that in an investigation that he was drinking excessively on the job, abusive, handing out.
Yeah.
Really? He's going to chime in? And his was the Trump medical report that got laughed off out of the room. That was like the most North Korean medical report ever. He's the healthiest man that will ever take this office. We have eyes. We can see this orange bag of trans fats. Sorry, Bella. I'm trying to find things that'll. Believe in yourself. You do not have the natural talent for wrongness that Chris does.
Want to bet?
Who said, just read a copy of this silly book, and if anyone's curious for a review from someone who lived it firsthand, this book is political fairy smut for the permanent professional chattering class. Who said that?
Dr. Peabody.
No.
Actually, it's Mr. Peabody.
Naomi Biden. Who is,
She's a smart lady.
Yeah, Joe Biden. I don't know anything about her. I like her.
Me too.
She's Biden's eldest granddaughter. Who said the ones who rarely enter the arena but profit from the spectacle of those that do. Put simply, it amounts to a bunch of unoriginal, uninspired lies written by irresponsible, self-promoting journalists out to make a quick buck. Who said that?
Doogie Howser.
No, Naomi Biden. You're not really wrong, but you're really slow. Are you going to kick your leg out from like a doctor hitting your knee like 5 years ago in a second?
Yeah.
Mess everything up.
Reflexes are really bad.
Oh! Okay. Naomi further accused Tapper and et cetera of leaning on anonymous sources to push a self-serving narrative that absolves them of any responsibility for our current national nightmare.
Yep.
Thank you. This is just people trying to lay blame for this complete tragedy we are living through. She said all of this at the expense of a man so completely good and honest, it's impossible for these people to ever understand the why or how of it all. There are real stories to be told, and one day I suspect they will. History will reward the truth. Thank you, Naomi.
People are mean.
Yes. Like,
Even Donald is saying it's a cover-up now.
No, it's what he's saying. Of course, it took him like a 3 second. The nice tweet he obviously didn't write.
Of course not.
It took him 2 seconds to read what his awful son said. As I said, you weren't listening to me earlier. I already said all this. And then all the other awful Republicans who are,
They're
really
awful.
that horrible. And then, of course, he's speculating from the Oval Office on stage 9.
There is no such thing.
I never know if it's the stupidity that's going to kill me first or just the meanness and hate we marinate in every day. I don't know. From this, like you were saying, I think our friend John Pavlovitz talked about that as a former pastor, that we just seem to be beyond any point of like human decency or empathy that used to be nonpartisan. I've told this story before, and it's not a story, Bella, about how wonderful I am, although I think that goes without saying.
Well, of course.
Naturally.
It maybe nostalgia music. It's back to a time not that long ago, Jody, not that far away.
Really?
When things like cancer, people were just people for a
Right.
second.
Yeah.
Okay, Bella, back when Mommy was a child star, I was the Shirley Temple of political talk. And I hosted a show on CNBC, right, called Equal Time with Baby
Yes, you
Cannon.
did.
And we used to have Laura Ingraham on all the time. She was one of the 11 billion blonde Republican woman pundit, whatever.
Right.
Sometimes she would fill in for Bay. Let me take a moment to say she sucked. Oh my God, she blew so many chunks. I'm just saying, for someone that is now much more wildly successful than I am, I'm just telling you, I was her mentor. She was very new at TV. It was supposed to be live to tape, and it took her like 11 billion takes. And she got really upset, and I was really nice to her. I was like, Laura, it's okay, it's okay. You know, we'll start again, and we'll get it. And anyway. So anyway, she got cancer. She got breast cancer. Anyway, and this was many years later.
Right.
But I just wrote to her, and I just said, you know, cancer touches both sides of the aisle, and you know, I hear you've had great success in radio since, you know, I knew you back then, and you know, happy for that, and just want you to know we're all, you know, pulling for you. Hope you. And she wrote back. You could tell. Okay, that's enough nostalgia. I hate that story. I hate humanizing liberals. Anyway, she wrote back, but I mean, almost the point of it is you could tell how genuinely shocked she was and touched. And I thought, no, this should kind of be the bar for human decency to go like, I know you, we've worked together. I'm really sorry. I hope just we're all pulling for you.
That's just basic humanity.
Yeah. And we couldn't be more different politically and disagree, more.
Right.
But again, I guess even back then it was shocking that somebody would be like a human for a second. But today, this Republican Party, not for a second, is there a second of decency before they try to, use this as a
they want to have
political
hearings on it now.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Titus, thank you. You know what? Can I thank you, everybody, for the outpouring of love and defense of Joe Biden? But Chris Titus, who I love, said, was Biden capable of doing his job? Stopped COVID, added 12 million jobs, stock market at 45,000, American Recovery Act, CHIPS Act, Inflation Reduction Act, United NATO, helped Ukraine beat Putin, infrastructure, strengthened pandemic response, on and on and on. We were so calm, people whined about eggs. So if he had dementia, I'll take him over this bloated, fascist, bankrupt, racist, rapist, daughter coveting, lying, convicted criminal anytime. Love you, Joe. Thank you for 50 years. The only thing I would point out in there is he doesn't have dementia.
No, he does not.
He's like, that's the other thing.
Does not.
And Trump clearly does. It's sorry to diagnose, but oh my God.
Yep.
Stage 9 cancer? That's just the latest thing, right? Ay. Right, and Foggy, one last one, it said Presidents FDR, Eisenhower, Wilson, Cleveland, Reagan, and Trump all hid their health status from the public. Cancer isn't like an infection where symptoms make obvious you're sick.
Right.
Often people with cancer have no idea they have it. There is zero basis for thinking Biden hid anything, but Trump world never lets facts impede their narrative. So when they feign horror claiming a cover-up, ask why they were content when Trump hid his health data from the public after his quote-unquote attempted assassination.
Yeah.
Not to mention he sent his thugs to steal his actual medical
Yeah,
records
I remember
from that
that,
crazy
yeah.
doctor in New
He's
York.
no longer with us, correct?
Yes, because
I don't know.
Was it
Stage 9 cancer?
no, you're supposed to say I said you
Murder?
Thank you. I let you have all the fun and you blew it. Oh, hey there, it's Stephanie Miller. If you're like me and you love sharp political insight, pointy, you like it pointy and sharp, bold opinions, and a touch of humor to make sense of these crazy times, have I got some fantastic news for you. The Political Voices Network is now on Substack. This is your new go-to for the best in independent media. We're talking about my show streaming daily with episodes on demand, the fearless of journalism of Brian Karem, the brilliant side-splitting satire of John Fugelsang, the unrelenting working class advocacy of Rick Smith, and so much more. Here's the best part. Subscribing is so easy. You can join for free or go to the extra mile. Support these incredible independent voices by signing up for a full subscription starting at just $8. You'll get access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and a chance to directly fuel fearless, unfiltered media. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Hit that subscribe button and become part of the movement keeping truth alive in an era of corporate media overload. Every subscription helps, especially yours. One more time, that is politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Sign up now. Do it.